Hello, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Brown Box, where we pull something from our vast record collection to bring in and discuss. My name is Ryan.
And I'm Chris.
And we're just going to kind of reach in the box here and pull out what we have this week. Wait a minute. We have a Dylan album for Brown Box.
What?
What's going on here?
Did we get the box turned around?
I don't even know what this is. I've never seen this before. I know it's from my collection, right? I think,
yeah,
but
it is from yours.
it's a different kind of album. This is Bob Dylan, Man of Peace. And if you were to find this in a store, you would, and if you looked on like Wikipedia for his discography, you would not find this.
It would not be there.
We call this a bootleg recording.
Okay.
Looking at the back, it's in stereo, which is good. It is recorded in Rotterdam, June 4th, 1984. So actually, we're very close to approaching this 40th anniversary of this concert, which is unconsciously I picked this one out.
Wow.
So very excited anytime I come across like a live Dylan bootleg, as I am for other bands. Dylan has a pretty a vast amount of bootleg live recordings, like Pink Floyd has a lot, and the Beatles will have a ton. You'll have Springsteen's, but you'll have Dylan, who just has a wide array of live shows that you can press to vinyl. So this is one of them. The sound quality is good, as is the track listing. So taking a look at side one, we get most of his hits. We do have a little bit of an emphasis on a newer album that just came out, which I think was Infidels around this time.
Yeah.
So you have I and I, you have License to Kill,
Joker Man.
And then you have some of my other favorites, like Every Grain of Sand, which is an awesome song, which he still plays to this day, I think, to close his shows out.
If nothing happened in this Christian era, you would still have Every Grain of Sand, which is one of my top 5 Dylan songs for sure.
Absolutely. But then other than those songs, he goes way back. So take a look at some of this, Chris.
Yeah, so he goes, It's All Right, Mama, Only Bleeding, Masters of War, Ballad of Thin Man. So he is in a mood here. He's in a state of things. He said, I've got this new album out, but I'm no longer delivering just this Christian message. It's an interesting flux. But he's figured how he can kind of move forward musically.
Yes.
And has that album well represented here, but is now starting to kind of tap into his greatest hits.
Right.
But realizing that to make him happy, he wants to do some songs that are meaningful to him. These were pieces that even on the albums you could tell that these were very meaningful songs for him to sing.
He still kept them around. And there's even this song here called Mojo Working, which I believe is like a blues standard.
Oh, okay, yeah.
He does something like that. And then, in true bootleg fashion with Maggie's Farm, with Maggie's misspelled.
There you go.
But, a lot of the songs he's playing were from like mid-'60s period with the protest. So, kind of looking at what's going on in the world in 84, maybe he's trying to bring back a little bit of that and make a comment on whatever's happening. Yeah. Starting off with Highway 61 Revisited, which is an interesting way to start the show.
It is. It's a real cool mashup of a set. And by this time, his rock music had solidified. He has such a hotshot band now that he can play any kind of music. But the times that I've seen him, I've always been so impressed with how much of a rocker he is.
He looked the part in the 80s. He was definitely a rocker.
Yeah.
And he, have you seen the We Are the World documentary on Netflix?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Like this was maybe a little bit after this, but there's, he's like, we forget, but he's in that. He's on that song.
He's a big part of that.
And I mean, even though we know Dylan and who he is, like there's a part in that where he has a hard time kind of nailing a certain vocal.
Oh, yeah.
And I think it was Stevie Wonder, actually mimicked how he should sing it as Dylan.
He's sitting at the piano. You can do it like this.
Yeah.
It's here's a man of peace. Here's, this consummate American, songwriter and most influential music person in our lives. What's great about We Are the World is how unsure he is.
Yeah.
Because he sings his part.
Yes.
And he he kind of sort of does it like Bob Dylan, but he hates it. He goes, "Oh, yeah,
He's not into it.
that wasn't any good." And they coach him on all the stuff, but ultimately, when I listen to the record, what he sang first is what they used.
Yes.
So
usually that's the best way to capture it, right?
So he was right.
Yeah.
So his instincts, he was just surrounded by all these other, much more,
But he was like the Godfather, right? I mean, in that setting, like everybody there probably used Dylan as a touchstone.
No, absolutely, right? Absolutely. But they all sing much more than him. I mean, we're over sing maybe for a lot of those folks. But so he felt in some ways, like, why am I here?
Yeah, hey, we are the world.
It's your world, not mine.
Right.
But I just love that vulnerability because there's, we think of it as such a strong persona and making all these musical statements, and yet, he felt he was out of his league.
I don't know, I know these days he does like pretty much the same set every night. He's doing like the Rough and Rowdy Ways tour, and he's throwing in a couple old songs. But I think back in this era, he's kind of pulling different set lists. He's making the song. He's doing some deep cuts and some surprises, and so it's like, again, with the other ones we've done, it's really neat to hear the interpretations in this era of how the songs are coming out, because and a couple of years after this, he would go on and work with like the Heartbreakers, I think, and then Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers, and Dylan, and there's the Dylan the Dead album, which we talked about.
Yes.
Much maligned on this on this cast, but
he also goes on. It kind of made me laugh on it. Is it got Mojo working to where he would live long enough to think that he wrote those songs.
Sure.
So you get the Modern Times album, and it's like, wait, wasn't that a Muddy Waters song on Bob Dylan? Oh, dang, Rolling Tumbling. I thought that was older.
Yeah.
No, it's Bob Dylan.
Okay, it says Dylan on there.
Some people are asking him. Well, you do know that this is a Muddy Waters thing as well. It's a folk song.
Yeah.
And in the folk tradition, we would borrow things from everybody, and we'd make it anew. And so it's still called Rolling Tumbling, right? Well, I didn't change that part.
Right.
You would recommend this?
I think it's great. I think it's
brown box
this is good. I'm pretty sure this photo is from the era. Like I've noticed with other bootlegs I've seen out there, sometimes like the photo does not match like the era.
Yeah.
So I've seen stuff from the 60s, and it has like something from his latest tour.
Sure.
Right? Why not, right? But yeah, I definitely recommend this. Again, any live Dylan bootleg, you're going to get something pretty good. And this is a good sounding edition.
So if you're out there flicking through those bins and you see a used version of Man of Peace, you would do well.
Pick it up. Yeah. 1984. So that's what we have today for Dylan. Oh no, I said Dylan box. Brown box. This is our crossover edition.
It is crossover.
This is our brown box pick for this week. I'm Ryan.
I'm Chris.
Thank you very much. See you soon.